Hello there my crafty lovelies, it's Terry from Veek Says Creates, back with another crafty video for you. So this is part 2 to the Tonic Craft Kit 42 Spring Wreath kit. So if you haven't watched part 1, I'll put a link to it up here now and in the description box below. That's where I do the unboxing and I show you how I make 3 cards, and then this video is going to be me making some more cards. So just in case you haven't watched that video, or just as a reminder if you have, I used the Sweet Pea Aqua Flow pen and the pink embellishment mousse to make 2 background panels, one which has got a lot more mediums on it and is quite sparkly and shimmery, and one which really was just mopping up the waste but still looks really pretty. And because I did some paper piecing in my last card using the coral pink and the lemon luster, I've still got these 2 elements left, and I was just playing about and I quite like this arrangement. And I've also got in these little fish bowls the inners of some of the flowers. So I'm going to do a little bit of paper piecing. I haven't got everything, and I'm not going to be able to paper piece everything, but I'm just going to do a little bit here and there. I'm going to glue these down and then do a bit of paper piecing. Got the elements stuck down now, and I'm just starting with the paper piecing. I won't make you watch all of this, but just for anyone who hasn't done any paper piecing before, and who might like to watch a little bit, I'll just include a little bit of the footage. It's quite handy if you have something like this embellishment tool by Nuvo, or you can get pencils with like a wax sticky end, or I've got another tool which is a Marvy jewel picker, which has got 2 ends, a thinner end and a fatter end. They're quite useful for paper piecing if they pick up, but basically the one thing they've all got in common is that they're a bit sticky, so they're useful to pick up small items, like things like this for paper piecing, or things like sequins and little gems and stuff like that. But I know some people like hate paper piecing and find it really fiddly and just like not fun and stuff, but I love it. I just find it so much fun, and it's just like, if you like doing jigsaw puzzles, you'll probably enjoy paper piecing. It's kind of like you figure out where all the bits go. Okay, so it's like I've got that bit, which means I've probably got the other bits for that flower. And I'm using a nice strong glue with a very narrow tip, so it's Cosmic Shimmer, the teensy bottle. I have got the bigger bottles as well, but the teeny one's useful for when doing something like this. So you just have to figure out, okay, I think that one goes there. And I sometimes do it by putting the glue in the hole and then placing the piece on top, and I sometimes do it the other way around. So I don't know if I don't think there's like an optimum way of doing it. I suppose when the pieces are really small, and if you're going to use one of these, it's easier to do it like this, whereas if you're going to use tweezers, if you don't have a pickup tool, then you would hold the piece in the tweezers and then just blob a bit of glue on and then stick it in that way. So I guess it depends on what resources you've got, really. I find it really fun and really satisfying, and I just love the look of it. My other ideas for cards for this second video is I'm thinking of making an easel card. One, because I haven't done it before, and it's something that I've been meaning to do for a while. And 2, because I thought that using these 2 shapes together would make a really nice wreath. And I thought that would look really nice on an easel card. So the paper piecing went really well, and then the offcuts I trimmed off and then added them in various spots around the panel. And then I've decided to go into some of the larger areas and fill it in with the Sweet Pea Aqua Flow pen. And then I'm going to add some either Nuvo Aqua Shimmer pen or some glitter, and then put some Nuvo Crystal Glaze in it to give it some dimension, so some sort of glitter under there or sparkle, and then some dimension to sort of bring it up to the level of the cardstock, which I thought would be nice. So yeah, I'm just having fun at the moment, just sort of painting with this Aquaflow pen, which I haven't done before. Obviously I used it to create the backgrounds, but that was just sort of splodging it in. But they're nice to work with. Yeah, they feel really nice. I'm really loving this kit, to be honest, guys. It's really fun and sort of classy as well. A really nice mixture of colours, lovely colour palette, and there's just like so many possibilities of what to do. So I said I wasn't going to do it to all of them, didn't I? But I've ended up going and doing that, haven't I? Okay, so just one last little bit to do, and then I'll decide whether I'm gonna fill it in. I'm thinking glitter because I rarely use glitter. But yeah, so we've got this dusted fondant. I think it was with the last kit. So I'm going to drop my Aqua Flow pen on the floor. And then I'm going to use my little Nuvo tool. I'm not going to do it everywhere, but just in a few little places I'm going to add a bit of this powder, what do you call it, glitter. Yeah, so this was from the last kit, the Sweet Sorbet, and I didn't use it. But the colour's perfectly actually, because it's pink with sort of bits of like goldy type colours in, so it'll work really nicely with this. Probably a better way to do this, isn't there? How to get glitter into small places. There's got to be an easier way. But this is how I'm doing it. If you know an easier way, please let me know in the comments. Oh, that seems a bit easier with that in there. In for a penny, in for a pound, guys. I might as well just put it all over, because then I'll put the crystal glaze in, and then once that's dried, any stray glitter bits I can just knock off into the bin once it's dried, because it's only going to stick to the crystal glaze, which will dry overnight. So I'll just put it to one side and let it work its magic. And this is me getting out of my comfort zone, you know, which is good to do. I did say, like in my when I was setting out with my YouTube channel, you know, I'll be trying new things, because it is good to try new things and get yourself out of your comfort zone. You know, and you never know when you're going to discover something that you really enjoy, and it's like, oh my god, I can't believe like I've not done that before, you know, or I didn't think I'd like that, and when it ends up being like one of your favourite techniques or something. Okay, right, crystal glaze time. So I find that with this, is the way I usually use it, is I just blob some on, and then move it around with a dedicated pokey tool that I use for these kinds of applications, or like for picking up bits of errant glue that's poking out the side of places and stuff to tidy it up, because it's quite sort of malleable really. And obviously you can put it on as thick as you want, but I do want it to be quite dimensional. Yeah, see? So I'm going to carry on doing that and I'll see you back in a bit. So for this second card, I've again used this die, just the inner portion, and I've used the panel with the most media on it and cut it out twice into the card to sort of give a wreath formation. And then I was looking through the cardstocks included in the kit and just thought that this sort of matte pinky purpley one just looked absolutely beautiful. So I've just grabbed a A6 card blank and I cut that down to be just slightly smaller, and I'm going to stick that on there, and then I'm going to stick this on but raised up on foam pads, so that you get, because if it's just flat like that, I mean it still look nice, but with it being a bit raised up you'll have shadow in there, so I think that'll look really nice. And then I'm thinking just a nice long sentiment strip along the middle. So that's what I'm going to do for card 2. I'll see you back in a mo. Hello my crafty lovelies. Well, the second card is now finished and I decided to make an easel card. Really simple. You'll notice at the back is really pretty and sparkly. This is a Centura Pearl Snow White with a hint of gold cardstock, which has got a lovely subtle hint of gold, funnily enough, on the one side, and then the other side is white, so it's perfect for card blanks. It's the perfect weight as well. It's 310 GSM. So basically I made this panel and then folded, I made a card base. So because this card panel is 6 1/4 height and 4 1/2 wide, I in order to make it into an easel card, I had to make a card base out of card that was bigger than 12 inches, and luckily I say I've got these few pads of A3 Centura Pearl card, so that's why I use this. It's a good excuse to bust it open, to be honest, because I bought it last year in the Crafter's Companion sale. So I just sort of, I had to cut the sides by hand, tidied it up with my guillotine, which is the Tim Holtz mini one, which, you know, does actually cut through both sides of that at the same time, so that's a really handy machine actually. But I'm really pleased with that. I think it looks really cute, and I've just layered up this gold strip with a few layers of white card just to give it a stopper, and stamped one of my favourite birthday sentiments, and then the space up here to write your personal message, and then it just goes in a regular A6 envelope. So I'm really pleased with that. So we've now got the 1, the 2, and then what I did when I made this card, I kept all of the inners in 2 of my little purple fish bowls. And you know me, I don't like waste, so I love die inlay, so I'm going to paper piece these. I'm going to make a similar sort of design to this, and then paper piece these pieces back in, and I might do another easel card, but in this rotation. This is my first ever easel card, by the way. I'd never made one before, but it's really easy. You just make a normal card blank and then fold the one side in half and stick the bottom half on. That's literally as simple as it is, and no matter what shape you're doing, whether you're doing a circular card or whatever, it's just the same. You just fold it in half and stick it to the bottom. So after doing one of my favourite things, which is eating peanut butter and jam sandwiches and watching Jennifer Maguire videos, I've just seen her make a card in her most recent video, where she uses some Spellbinders border dies, and she builds them up and then has well, she does loads of different things with them, but I was quite inspired by that video as well, so I think I might crack open this die again, because it is such a lovely border die. And I've got some more ideas of what to do with the white space at the right hand side. So that's 2 more ideas I've got. So I think this video we're going to end up with at least 4 cards. Okay, so the one idea that I was inspired by Jennifer Maguire to make was a card using a decorative border, and then she had used white pigment ink through a stencil on this part of the panel, the bit that was next to the border, and then she went on and decided to cover it in glowing pearl embossing powder, and the effect was lovely, and so there was a lot of white space. She then added some coloured bits on it. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do that or whether I'm going to keep it like really like white. But basically I was looking through my stencils, and I've got this one called Basic Diagonals from Clearly Besotted. And it is, like it sounds, it's just basic diagonals, and I thought that would be a really nice contrast, you know, like not too, just quite plain and simple, and nothing to contrast too much with the florals. I'm going to use this pigment ink pad. So I've used the same card, I've used the same 300 GSM card. I made 2 of these and then stuck them together, because I say this bit gets a bit flimsy with the particular die cutting I was using. And plus the fact I do like, and if it's from watching so many Jennifer Maguire videos, but the effect that you get from layering up dies, you know, you get this nice shadow and this dimensional effect, which I really, really like. So I'm going to go ahead and stencil this. Oh, in fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use one of my recent purchases. I bought this in March, in my No Spend March, that I did the huge crafty haul video for. But I think I forgot to mention that I'd bought it, but it's amazing. It's by Wendy Vecchi and Ranger, and basically it's a magnetic board with these really strong magnets, so you can put stuff in place and you can keep stuff in place with these huge magnets. But I think what I'm going to do is put my messy mat on my make art station, and then do it like that. These magnets are really strong, so I'm sure it'll be fine with just the 2. So what shall I use for this? It's a white pigment ink, so I need like a dedicated thing. And I've been meaning to try, I've got quite a few of these little blending sponges from Tonic. Obviously other companies do them as well. I know Craft Stash have recently started selling them, but I'm just going to use the clean end of this and apply this generously and as quickly as possible through this stencil. And then I've got some, it's by Sweet Dixie. I haven't used it in a while, but it's gorgeous. It's like a glowing pearl. So it just gives whatever colour you're using it with this sort of pearlised effect. It's gorgeous. So I'm gonna, yeah, heat emboss this. And I'm thinking, so with this dabbing motion, if I just dab, then fingers crossed, the thin, delicate lines shouldn't move around too much if I'm careful. I could have also just used Versamark ink to do this, to be honest. But I think using the white will give it like an even brighter effect. Yeah, I can see it, it's there. I have missed a few little patchy bits there, but I don't think that's going to be anything too difficult. Let's move these magnets out of the way because we don't need them. We just need this. So if you know how to heat emboss, then feel free to skip forwards a few seconds. But if you don't know how to heat emboss or you haven't done it before, then this is always fun to watch, I think. What is that? I just love it. Never gets old for me. It never gets old watching the powder melt and make this beautiful effect. And also you'll get to see what I mean about the glowing pearl. So I've just used it on plain white pigment ink. And I'll get my heat gun nice and hot. And even that bit there where I didn't stamp quite as well through the stencil, it still turned out not too bad actually. There was enough pigment ink down. And there we go. What a lovely effect. That's gorgeous. I'm really pleased with that. I know it doesn't go all the way to the top, and that's due to the size of the stencil in comparison to the size of the card that I'm using, which is a shame, but I think it'll still look nice. Yeah, that does look nice. Do you know what yeah, do you know what I can do? So this is what I bought this for. So this is a Versamark pen, and you use this to add extra bits of ink where you want to emboss. So I don't think I've actually used it before, but I only need it on these little bits here. And it might not be the exact same, well, it won't be the exact same colour because I used white pigment ink. But I think it should still be good enough. And it just won't have that like little blank bit at the top. Yeah, see, it just like adds this, it does the exact same thing. I really like these Sweet Dixie embossing powders. They're really cheap as well. They're really inexpensive. I think I got them from Amazon. Okay, so there's a slight difference in colour. There is, but not enough that you would notice as much as if there wasn't anything there, I don't think. I mean, it's literally only that bit really, and I don't think you'd notice that if you didn't know it was there. So I think that looks really nice, just a subtle background. It looks very classy, very classy. So I just need to think what I'm going to do to finish off this card, but I am going to keep it quite clean and simple. So card 3 is now complete. I'm really pleased with it actually. It's very clean and simple, and I used a bit of the Centura Pearl, just a little offcut that I had. I used the banner die to cut that out because it's got a very similar sort of subtle gold sheen, and then I heat embossed the sentiment, the first blooms of spring always make my heart sing. I added a few butterflies that were left over from the cutouts of this portion, and then just added a few tiny pearls. I just think it's really classy and could be used for like lots of different occasions. So I'm now going to start my paper piecing project, so I'll see you back in a short while with that. Okay, so my paper piecing has gone pretty well. I decided not to do every single piece, so I layered a piece of the buttermilk textured card on the back of the panel, and then proceeded to paper piece just individual florals that I chose, and I think it's given a really nice effect. It really showcases that lovely background. So what I did, I started off with an A6 size card blank, and then I actually trimmed it down a bit, so it's actually 4.5 inches tall and 5.25 inches wide. And again, I'm going to turn this card into that type of card. I've forgotten what it's called momentarily. I've just been paper piecing for like an hour or something, and then I'll stick just the bottom half onto that, and then I will make a nice stopper. I'm thinking, seeing as though I haven't used any of the pretty florals yet, that I might use a floral just here as a stopper, and then I think I'm going to put a sentiment strip through the middle there. So I'll do that shortly, and then I'll be back with all of the finished cards. The fourth card is now complete. I added a few butterflies and a few of the pink Nuvo drops included in the kit. I used the coral pink paper or card and layered it up to give some dimension, and then stamped that lovely sentiment again. As I said, I would turn this into an easel card, which I have, so I used this lovely floral die set, of which there are 3 parts. So I cut 2 of the base layer, and then 1 out of a remnant scrap that I had from one of the mixed media card panels, and then the inner one with the buttermilk to tie everything together. And then I simply added some Sakura, the sparkle jelly roll pen, the one with the little starburst on, for the little butterfly trails, which I think looks really pretty, and so it stands up well with that little stopper there, and there's plenty of space above to write your personal message. So again, that's the 4th card, so I'm really pleased with that. So altogether we have 4 cards. So we have the first easel card, which, to summarise, we use the offcuts or the remaining outline dies, some paper piecing, added some interest there by using some glitter and some Nuvo crystal glaze, some golden butterflies, and I turned that into an easel, with that being the stopper. We have this regular side fold card, using one of the mixed media card panels that we made. Added again a few of the sparkly Sakura pen, some of the rose gold sequins included in the kit, and some Nuvo drops. Mounted this up on foam pads to give that lovely dimension, through which you can see that gorgeous pinkish mirror card through. Then we have the very, very clean and simple classy card, which again I did use a couple of things not included in the kit, Sweet Dixie pearl embossing powder, and a few very small pearls scattered around. So I really like the simplicity of that one. And then the final one, which I've just shown you. So I'm really pleased with that. I mean, I could go on, I could create more, and I might even create a part 3 to this, because you know, that I've got so much card left. But that's 7 cards altogether that I've made really quite easily from that kit. So as I've said many times, that the Tonic Craft kits are just amazing value, and can be used in so many different ways. No matter what your style is, whether you're mixed media, whether you're very clean and simple, or somewhere in between, you know, there really is something for everyone. So I hope you've enjoyed this part 2 video. All the links to everything that I've used and mentioned throughout the video will be in the description box below, and as will the link to part 1 of the unboxing and card making video for the kit, in case you haven't watched it yet. I do, you know, recommend that you watch that, because that's 3 more card ideas. That's it from me for today, for this card video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you again for choosing to spend this time with me. I really do appreciate it. You know, time is a precious commodity, and the fact that you've chosen to spend it with me, I'm very blessed for that. And I hope you've picked up some inspiration and some tips and techniques. As always, any questions, just ask me in the comment section, or feel free to DM me. And yeah, just take care of yourselves and each other. Things are starting to get better in the world, but we still need to take care of ourselves and each other, and be wary. So if you like the video, please use your thumbs and like it to let me and YouTube know that people like my videos. And if you haven't subscribed but you like what you've seen, then please consider subscribing if you think that you'll enjoy other and future content. So bye from me, all the best, and see you and speak to you soon. Bye.